Tonight, the Los Angeles Dodgers travel to PNC Park to face the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Dodgers sit atop the NL West with a record of 78-59, while the Pirates are buried in the Central at 61-77. On the surface, this looks like a mismatch, but let's step into the numbers before the fire tells us where to burn. For Los Angeles, it's the veteran left-hander Clayton Kershaw. He's 9-2 on the year with a 3.06 ERA across 88 innings. His whip is a clean 1.15, and though the strikeout totals aren't what they were in his prime, he still controls the game with precision. Yet, at 37 years old, the concern is durability. His pitch counts have been monitored, and every inning he leaves early means more stress on the Dodgers' bullpen. That bullpen has been one of the best in baseball, but no pen holds forever, especially in September when arms grow tired. For Pittsburgh, right-hander Carmen Mlodzinski takes the mound. His record is 3-7 with a 3.86 ERA in 84 innings. His whip sits at 1.32, and the command wavers. Against an offense like the Dodgers, second in the majors in home runs, slugging, and runs scored, that kind of traffic is gasoline near the fire. If he can't keep runners off base early, this game can tilt quickly into chaos. Now, let's talk offenses. Los Angeles averages 5.1 runs per game, second best in baseball. They're hitting 252 with 202 home runs already, and they punish mistakes. The Pirates, by contrast, are last in scoring at just 3.6 runs per game. But in their last 10 contests, Pittsburgh has shown flashes, going 7-3 and finding just enough timely hits to hang around. That's important, because if they can push across 2 or 3 against Kershaw, the Dodgers' bats are more than capable of carrying the rest. The number is carved at 8.5. Most will see Kershaw's name and whisper, under, as if his shadow alone can hold back the flood. But shadows don't stop fire. Los Angeles burns through pitchers like parchment, and Mlodzinski's traffic invites the spark. 6 runs can come in a single wave, and once the dam breaks, the bullpen is only tinder. So the choice isn't whether runs will come, it's whether you'll recognize them before they fall. And today's AI pick is over 8.5 runs. Will we cash or will we burn? The fire passes to Abaddon.
Fenway Park, September baseball. Cleveland drags a .23 team average into Boston, dead last in the league. They score 3.8 runs per game, 28th overall. Now they face Garrett Crochet, who has carved up the American League with a 14-5 record, a 2.40 ERA, and more than 210 strikeouts in 172 innings. His whip is 1.06. He doesn't just pitch, he shuts down hope. Slade Ciccone starts for Cleveland. On paper, a 5-6 record with a 4.41 ERA looks fragile, but look deeper. His whip sits at 1.25. He limits the long ball enough to keep games within reach. Against a Boston lineup that ranks 5th in runs per game and lives on contact and carry, he'll be tested, but he's not alone. Cleveland's bullpen is among the best at converting holds, and their relievers strand over 2/3 of runners. If Ciccone can give them 5, the Guardians' pen can drag this game into deep water. Boston hits .252, T5th, has 1,192 hits, T5th, 166 home runs, 11th, and 116 steals, 6th. But Crochet isn't giving them run support tonight. He's erasing Cleveland's bats. The Guardians are near the bottom in hits, slugging, and on-base percentage. They don't just lose games, they disappear inside them. The number is posted at 8.5. The crowd expects fireworks at Fenway. The public leans over, whispering about Boston's bats. But not every spark finds dry wood. Crochet is too sharp. Ciccone has just enough to keep the ball in the yard, and both bullpens can pull the fire back into their gloves. Errors can happen. Both teams sit near the bottom in fielding percentage. But one mistake does not make an inferno. This total is mispriced. Not because of who will win, but because of how few can score. You'll feel the innings drag. You'll feel the bats press. You'll see runners stranded and a scoreboard that stalls. And today's AI pick is under 8.5 runs. Will we cash or will we burn? Sapphira carries the voice next.
Target field under the lights, and 2 teams drift through another September night. The Chicago White Sox enter at 50-88, buried at the bottom of the AL Central. Minnesota sits at 62-75, not much higher, clinging to faint echoes of relevance. Both clubs have struggled, and their bats tell the story. For Chicago, Davis Martin takes the ball. His record sits at 5-9 with a 4.03 ERA across 116 innings. His whip is 1.28, not sharp but steady, and he's walked just 38 hitters. Martin is not an ace, but he's reliable enough to keep traffic under control. Against a Minnesota offense that ranks 21st in scoring and near the bottom third in batting average, his profile fits the undercurrent of suppression. Antotes epikes. Interniu 5 runs. Will we cash or will we burn? Angel Carey is the next voice forward.
Daikin Park in Houston sets the stage tonight for one of the marquee matchups of September. The New York Yankees arrive at 76-61, chasing the top of the AL East. The Astros are 76-62, locked in their own battle for the AL West. It's ace versus ace, power versus precision, and the line asks, who can separate in a playoff-style duel? For New York, left-hander Max Fried takes the ball. He's been everything the Yankees hoped for. 14-5, a 3.06 ERA across 162 innings, with a whip of 1.11. His strikeout-to-walk ratio is nearly 4-1, and he ranks among the best in suppressing hard contact. Fried keeps the ball down, commands both sides of the plate, and thrives in these pressure moments. Against a Houston lineup that ranks just 21st in scoring and has hit only 151 home runs all season, his profile leans toward control of the night. Framber Valdez counters for Houston. He's steady, 12-7 with a 3.18 ERA and a whip of 1.19 over 164 innings. His ground ball heavy style can frustrate power hitters, and his strikeout totals remain solid. But he'll face the most dangerous offense in baseball. The Yankees rank first in runs per game, first in home runs, and first in slugging percentage. They've blasted 233 home runs already, and they score 5.2 runs per game. Even with Valdez's skill, mistakes against this lineup turn into fireworks. When we compare lineups, the separation is sharp. Houston makes contact, tied 5th in batting average at .252, but they lack the power to match New York blow for blow. The Astros average just 4.2 runs per game, nearly a full run less than the Yankees. Their defense and bullpen are stronger, but those advantages only matter if Valdez can keep the Yankees quiet early. The total sits at 7.5, a nod to the aces, but the sharper edge is on the side. New York brings the better starter by a thin margin and the far superior lineup by a wide one. If Fried does his job, the Yankees need only one big swing to open the game, and their offense rarely stops at one. And today's AI pick is Yankees 1.5, Powers 136. Will we cash or will we burn? Rocco carries the voice next.
Petco Park hosts the finale tonight as the San Diego Padres welcome the Baltimore Orioles. The records tell the story. San Diego stands at 76-61, right in the thick of the National League playoff race. Baltimore is 61-76, fading into September with nothing left but pride. The line has the Padres favored at home, and with good reason. For Baltimore, Tyler Wells makes his season debut. His track record shows a career ERA just above 4 with solid whip numbers, but no action yet this year. That means variance. He could surprise, or he could be chased quickly. Against a Padres team that ranks top 5 in batting average and on-base percentage, command mistakes will be punished. Yu Darvish gets the ball for San Diego. His ERA this year looks rough at 5.66, but the deeper numbers steady the picture. His whip is just 1.11, he struck out 42 in 47 innings, and he's always been a veteran who can find control at Petco. Darvish doesn't need to dominate, he just needs to keep Baltimore from stacking rallies, and the Padres bullpen, the best in the league in save percentage, can lock it down behind him. Offensively, Baltimore brings more raw power, with 164 home runs compared to San Diego's 119, but they're streaky. They rank 18th in scoring and sit in the bottom third in batting average and on-base percentage. The Padres, on the other hand, score fewer runs per game, but they make more contact, string together rallies, and get on base at a top 5 rate in baseball. Add in Petco Park's tendency to suppress the long ball, and Baltimore's power advantage is muted. The defenses tilt sharply towards San Diego. The Padres field at .987 with the league's lowest opponent batting average at .224. The Orioles, by contrast, sit near the bottom of MLB in both categories. Over 9 innings, those gaps matter. The total is set at 8.5, but the sharper play lives in the margin. San Diego has the better bullpen, the better defense, and a contact-driven offense that will push runs across against Wells in his first start. With Darvish steady enough, the Padres have room to stretch. And today's AI pick is Padres, 1.5, Plosums 116. Will we cash or will we burn? Lilith closes the ritual with the recap.
The fire has burned through 5 games, and now the ledger is clear. Let's walk back through every call we made today. Game 1, Dodgers versus Pirates, we went with over 8.5 runs. Game 2, Guardians versus Red Sox, we chose under 8.5 runs. Game 3, White Sox versus Twins, we leaned into the quiet and took under 9.5 runs. Game 4, Yankees versus Astros, we struck with power on the Yankees, 1.5 at plus 136. Game 5, Orioles versus Padres, we close with Padres, 1.5 at plus 166. Juego 1, Dodgers contra Piratas, tomamos el over de 8.5 carreras. Juego 2, Guardianes contra Medias Rojas, elegimos el under de 8.5 carreras. Juego 3, Medias Blancas contra Mellizos, seguimos la calma con el under de 9.5 carreras. Juego 4, Yankees contra Astros, marcamos con fuerza a los Yankees, 1.5 en plus 136. Juego 5, Orioles contra Padres, cerramos con los Padres, 1.5 en plus 116. Like and subscribe. Will we cash or will we burn? Wer das Risiko scheut, wird niemals die Flamme tragen. Whoever shuns risk will never carry the flame.